for your company as well. Look forward to seeing you next time on The Chase Australia.
Tonight in 7 News, Brisbane axe attack, a dramatic arrest after a woman is ambushed in a city car park.
Jackie Trad cleared of criminal wrongdoing but found to have created a corruption risk in the appointment of a Brisbane school principal.
Final preparations for a landmark day in Queensland's coronavirus response, pubs and clubs roaring back into life.
Virgin's comeback sale, thousands of cheap airfares as low as $69.
How did he get there? A juvenile saltwater crocodile found in a Brisbane creek at Chermside.
An urgent warning for Queensland families with backyard chickens after a salmonella outbreak.
And it's not wet and wild, but it's close. For sale, your own backyard water park.
Live from Brisbane, 7 News with Sharyn, Ghidella and Max Futcher.
Good evening. Cornered in a car park, a woman has been slashed and strangled by a man with an axe in Brisbane's CBD.
Her blood-curdling screams alerted nearby workers who came to her rescue.
Sprinting upstairs with urgency in every step. Police find their suspect already under arrest. These are the city workers in suits who put their lives on the line.
Can I have a hand? Stay on him, let them go one at a time.
Until the professionals could arrive.
It's amazing, and I think it's times like these that we show how we do intervene and help out our fellow human beings.
It was around 5:10 p.m. when a man with an axe ambushed a woman he knew, demanding she get in his car before he slashed and strangled her.
Just heard very loud screams, and we're on the 11th floor.
The sort of screams that you'd hear in a horror movie.
Coming from this car park on Adelaide Street.
Thankfully, one of our staff that was leaving the car park sounded the horn.
Alerting more staff from WorkCover Queensland in the building above.
I've seen probably at least 10 people run into the car park.
To confront and capture the alleged attacker.
So at this stage you're under arrest for assault, do you understand that? Okay.
29-year-old Cameron Bardak.
The courage and bravery to disarm and save that poor woman.
And help put Bardak behind bars, charged with assault, grievous bodily harm and choking. 7 News understands the accused managed to gain entry to this secure car park here before driving to the 3rd floor where he waited for his alleged victim to finish work. She suffered a cut to the head and bruising. One of her saviours was also slashed on the wrist.
Good outcome considering what may have been.
In a car park where courage overcame evil. Mac Lyon, 7 News.
It wasn't corruption, but her involvement in the appointment of a principal at a Brisbane high school created a corruption risk. They're the findings of a 6-month investigation into former Deputy Premier Jackie Trad, who insists she's been vindicated.
The former Deputy Premier cleared of corrupt intent.
Today, the CCC has reported and vindicated me and has made clear that I have been telling the truth from day one.
After inappropriately meeting with a candidate for a principal position at the new Inner City South Secondary College.
The CCC's investigation uncovered a series of very worrying and disappointing practices that should be a concern to all Queenslanders.
But that there is no prima facie case that the former Deputy Premier has committed a criminal offence, or that she was motivated by any dishonest or corrupt intent.
Today's report does take a lot of the burden off my shoulders.
But it did find Miss Trad's involvement created a corruption risk. And while she did not intend to influence decision-making, that's what happened.
The meeting to test the candidate was entirely inappropriate.
I know the local community can't wait to meet you.
It was an on-camera introduction for Principal Kirsten Ferdinands after a selection process the CCC says was off the rails, where education officers dishonestly manufactured enrolment figures and had very poor or no records of key decisions.
The person who should have got the job didn't get the job. The system is broken under the Labor government.
Ms Trad always denied having anything to do with sidelining Tracy Cook, originally earmarked for the job. She thought their meeting was a meet and greet.
Ms Trad was clearly misled about the role that she was playing.
I have acted honestly and I make no apology for being a local representative who cares.
Ms Trad resigned from Cabinet in May, 3 months out from the election, her political career lives to fight another day.
I will be contesting the seat of South Brisbane at the next state election.
But what a mess this whole saga has been, and the LNP will not let go because their favourite political target is at the centre of it. They're already demanding Miss Trad's possible return to Cabinet after the election be ruled out. As for the Education Minister, Grace Gray, she was personally cleared, but there are huge questions over the shocking conduct exposed in her department. A Deputy Director General was already stood down, and the report's now off to the Public Service Commission for any possible disciplinary action. It makes you wonder what the Premier thinks of it all. No comment tonight from Anastasia Palaszczuk.
Thank you, Patrick. In a move to protect Queensland's enviable COVID-19 status, our border with Victoria is about to be strengthened. The move is a deliberate ploy to keep Melburnians out as their city suffers through community transmission rates never before seen in this country.
A police operation to combat a pandemic.
Well, where are you off to? I'm going to do a job. You're doing your job. That is your work, is it?
Yeah. Checkpoints on suburban Melbourne streets. Residents grilled about their movements, exiting hotspots only allowed for essential reasons.
It's okay, we need to do it, yeah?
Day one of the new lockdown on the 16th straight day of double-digit cases in Victoria. 77 overnight, their single biggest day of community transmission.
Which means there are other infections still to be found out there, and they're all at risk of transmitting to others if we're not doing the right thing.
Failed hotel quarantine is suspected as a source of the outbreak. A government inquiry will now investigate. But the immediate focus is keeping the spread contained as cases escape the state. On Monday, a man left a Melbourne hotspot and flew to Brisbane before boarding a flight to Darwin. He tested positive on Wednesday, the NT's first case in almost 3 months.
The Victorian, Northern Territory and Queensland health officials are discussing what they know about it and determining whether there have been any contacts.
The potential breach, reason why from midday tomorrow all Victorian arrivals into Queensland will be forced into hotel quarantine at their expense. Today, one of the last flights before deadline filled with fleeing Queenslanders.
Originally I'd booked for 2 weeks from now, but then when I heard that you weren't allowed back in on Friday, I moved my flight.
And for Queenslanders returning home from overseas, the freebies are over and the quarantine process just became a pricey prospect. From now, their forced hotel stay will also come at a cost.
$200 a night per person for 14 nights.
Saving the government at a time expenses are piling up on the border. The July 10 reopening is expected to attract more tourist traffic, requiring more police to keep the process flowing.
I'm also in a position to request for additional resources from other areas of the state to assist, and that has occurred.
The extra cost of keeping Queensland safe. And that cost just got more expensive for taxpayers. Queensland Police will get a bonus $1,250 payment and 2 weeks extra leave for the work they do during this COVID-19 pandemic. The union negotiated and secured this deal and say it's recognition for all of the work they do on the front line of this pandemic response. All up, it'll cost between $12 and $14 million, and of course comes at a time that many other public servants have been told their pay rises have been frozen for 12 months.
Thank you, Joel. It's being called the start of life returning to normal. Queensland enters stage 3 restrictions tomorrow, and businesses have spent the day getting ready. Some will reopen for the first time since the pandemic.
We can't travel far, but once again we can escape in a Hollywood blockbuster. Cinemas are among the businesses set to benefit from stage 3 restrictions, allowing more people in one place.
I've missed it, definitely. I've missed being busy, I've missed coming into work and actually doing things, and our staff are excited to be back as well.
At midday tomorrow, the maximum of 20 people in a venue will increase to 1 person per 4 square metres. It'll apply to pubs, restaurants, museums, art galleries, libraries and indoor sports centres. Smaller venues such as cafes can have 1 person per 2 square metres. Goodness Services Club and Redcliffe RSL among those set to reopen.
It's just to get back some normality back
to all of our staff, our patrons.
And pubs are no longer limited to table service.
People being able to come up to the bar, order a beer, come up to the counter and get their meals ordered, I think that is just a great step forward.
After being closed for 13 weeks, Stamford Plaza is checking hotel guests in once again and will slowly welcome back diners to all its restaurants.
We've still got a ramp up to go. So, we obviously occupancies are still at restricted sort of numbers, but it's very encouraging.
Private parties, weddings and funerals can have up to 100 people. Churches will reopen and food courts, nightclubs and casinos are allowed.
We are operating under pretty constrained conditions, but it does mean that we're only bringing back about 40% of our team members at this time.
And city offices will be unlocked. Time to swap slippers for a suit and tie. Laura Dimmick, 7 News.
On its way out of administration, Virgin Airlines has launched a comeback sale with thousands of cheap airfares up for grabs. It's a win for passengers and staff, with dozens of grounded aircraft returning to the skies, flying to more destinations.
After months of uncertainty and slashed services,
it's good to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Passengers finally feeling safe in the skies again.
I'm kind of happy to see that they're out in force and, checking that everyone's kind of doing the right thing.
Virgin celebrating its resurrection with a 12-hour comeback sale. 125,000 flights up for grabs from 11 a.m, as low as $69 one way, $250 for business class. So sought after, the website crashed within half an hour. This is more than a sale, it's a milestone in Australian aviation. A clear indication of growing demand for air travel and also Virgin's faith in the immediate future of the ailing industry.
This is all a sign of recovery.
And confirming its place in our airspace, Virgin's set to resume 17 domestic routes lost to COVID, mostly holiday destinations. Ballina, Newcastle, Alice Springs, the Sunshine Coast and Hamilton Island among them. 28 runways will be serviced by early August, requiring a resurrected fleet.
My colleagues and I have been working around the clock.
40 jets to return to the skies, each requiring 350 hours worth of checks and balances.
To make sure everything's moving like it should.
What's next for Virgin remains up in the air, entering a new era under new ownership. Tom Hartley, 7 News.
An 8-month-old baby has been so badly injured he spent more than a month in the Queensland Children's Hospital and endured a series of life-saving operations. He was found unresponsive in a home at Gladstone on May 30.
The baby's still a serious condition. He's had to undergo a number of surgeries and obviously we'll be monitoring the condition of that child.
The Child Trauma Unit has joined the investigation to determine what led to his injuries.
Almost 500,000 Australians, mostly young people, have emptied their superannuation accounts by withdrawing cash early. The Prime Minister claims many have used the money to pay down their mortgage.
Deep in the world of defence tech, Prime Minister Morrison promotes his government's new military spending.
We're about peace, stability and prosperity in the Indo-Pacific.
Then confronts claims his early withdrawal of super scheme has backfired.
In a lot of cases, it's being used by people to shore up their mortgages, and that is a sensible act.
Maybe, says Bernie Dean, but more has been gambled.
We've probably seen 2 or 3 times that spent on the races.
The industry group behind half of the country's super accounts warns we will all pay for the near 2.5 million withdrawals, taking almost $20 billion from the nation's collective nest egg.
This is like we're going to be hit by a train in a couple of years.
Industry Super calculates 395,000 Australians under 35 have emptied their super accounts entirely. 480,000 across all age groups. This as foreign criminal syndicates try to profit from early super and the government's JobKeeper and Job Seeker schemes. There are claims investigating federal police have frozen at least 50 bank accounts, though the Prime Minister seems unfazed.
Quite small compared to the volume of the payments that we're seeing.
Tim Lester, 7 News.
He's managed some of Australia's highest profile entertainers, but tonight, Titus Day stands accused of fleecing Guy Sebastian out of more than $1 million. And police say the singer may not be the only victim.
His job is to promote celebrities, but today, after being charged with stealing from one, it was tightest day in the spotlight.
Are you relieved that you've been granted bail? Were you surprised of the arrest, Mr. Day?
The entertainment manager is facing 61 fraud charges.
Did you cipher money from Guy Sebastian?
Today, the star was putting on a brave face.
I'll sort of let the police deal with the rest of the stuff. Thanks, guys. Brilliant. Thank you. Thank you.
Just hours before Day's arrest at his Bondi home last night, the singer was visiting a Sydney school. But that joy turned to sadness as he realised the extent of Day's alleged deception. I am absolutely devastated to learn the nature and detail of these charges. This has been deeply personal, and this period has been the toughest of my life. Day has represented some of Australia's biggest entertainment names, including the man who came second to Guy Sebastian on Australian Idol, Shannon Noll, Damien Leith, who won 3 years later, Sophie Monk, Christine Arnoux, Lara Worthington, Grant Denyer, swimmer Stephanie Rice and athlete John Stephenson.
Our investigation has revealed that there may be more victims.
The court heard Day allegedly received 24 payments from overseas royalties which were meant to be paid to Guy Sebastian, but the singer only received 5. The other 19 payments were allegedly pocketed by the accused.
The pair is already embroiled in a federal court case, but these criminal charges mean if found guilty, Day could face up to 10 years jail. Natasha Squarey, 7 News.
Actor Jeffrey Rush will receive a payout of almost $3 million, with the Daily Telegraph losing its bid to overturn his defamation case. The Sydney newspaper had incorrectly claimed Rush acted inappropriately towards an actress on the set of King Lear. The UK is offering almost 3 million people living in Hong Kong a lifeline to escape China's crackdown, offering them a chance at British citizenship. China says the plan represents gross interference in its affairs.
As guns were pointed at protesters, historic arrests were made. This is Hong Kong under a new national security law imposed and enforced by China. Signs and slogans calling for independence are now illegal. Protesters face years in jail.
The purpose of this piece of legislation is not just to punish, it is also to deter.
As officials celebrated the anniversary of Hong Kong's handover to China, Britain summoned the Chinese ambassador.
That the enactment of this legislation imposed by the authorities in Beijing on the people of Hong Kong constitutes a clear and serious breach of the joint declaration.
Tonight, the Foreign Secretary is offering a safe haven. 2.9 million people living in Hong Kong in 1997 became a British national overseas. It was a new nationality. They'll now be offered the right to settle in the UK and after 5 years can receive a full British citizenship. China says allowing this is a breach of international law and that they reserve the right to take corresponding measures. World leaders say the crackdown needs to stop.
If you're asking, are we prepared to step up and provide support, the answer is yes.
Don't expect the protesters to fall silent, even if forced. In London, Sarah Greenolch, 7 News.
Now to the weather, and Tony, a bit of winter warmth today.
Yes, Max, winds have turned northerly and pushed temperatures up a touch. A few sunny breaks amongst some high cloud. A beautiful start to the day here at Wynnum. Warmer spots reached 24 degrees, including Ipswich and Gatton. 11 overnight, then a top of 22 degrees at Redcliffe. Now, we are set to warm up tomorrow, but a cool down change is on the way. I'll have all the details a little bit later.
Thank you, Tony. It's Queensland's multi-billion-dollar transport project, but is there a design flaw with Cross River Rail that will inconvenience thousands of rail passengers?
Why Donald Trump believes coronavirus will simply disappear despite a record new surge in cases.
Woolworths hit with a record fine for spamming Queenslanders.
And after weather, the croc found in a Brisbane creek at Chermside.
A Big Brother crew member has been exposed to a person who has tested positive for COVID-19.
Guys, there's something going on.
The decision has been made to pause the game.
No cameras out the back. None of the cameras are following anywhere.
Hello. Filming has been suspended.
What happens next?
Is anyone operating this?
What's going on?
The Big Brother Shutdown, Sunday on 7.
Needs a friend. For the sake of those around you, eat a bit more Aussie fruit, veg and nuts. It's the good mood food.
Scooby-Doo, we have big news. Huge Scoob's new movie is coming.
Surprise!
Right to your home.
Don't worry, I'm house trained.
Scoob.
Get AHM Extras cover from only $2.90 a week. It's that easy. So you can get back to doing whatever it is you like to do. Even that. Find out more and join AHM Direct today. AHM, the simple bit.
Ominous blocks of gas float above landscapes.
Using mobile data and internet reduces Australia's carbon footprint by reducing travel and making business more efficient. But their use also creates CO2.
Millions of gas blocks choke a city.
And your carbon thumbprint may be something you have never even considered. Well, there is a solution.
Water and clear sky. Belong. Carbon neutral mobile and internet. belong.com.au/carbon thumbprint.
Harvey Norman. Everything for the heart of your home. With great deals across all the leading brands in cooking. Save up to $1,000 when you buy any Smeg Portofino cooker with a matching range hood. Save up to $500 on selected Miele cooking appliances. And save up to 10% more when you buy as a package. Save up to 10% on AEG kitchen appliances. Save up to 15% when you purchase 4 or more Neff appliances. Updating, upgrading, or renovating. Create your dream kitchen now at Harvey Norman.
Grant retired recently and built his dream home. Because his house is less than 5 years old, he could pay less on his home and contents insurance. UE. It's home and contents insurance for individuals like Grant. UE. You insured.
We're ready to get back out there again. As we do, it's up to all of us to stay COVID safe. Anytime you leave your house, wash your hands regularly. Keep physical distance where you can. Have the COVIDSafe app on your phone. And importantly, if you're feeling sick, you need to stay at home and get tested. Together, we can reduce the risk of a second wave. Stay COVID-free and do the 3.
Authorised by the Chief Medical Officer, Canberra.
Woolworths has been slapped with a record $1 million fine for sending spam emails to customers who'd unsubscribed to the material. The supermarket giant unlawfully spammed more than 1.2 million rewards customers between October 2018 and July 2019, ignoring customers who repeatedly tried to stop the marketing emails.
Corporate the size of Woolworths, a multi-billion-dollar company, has the capacity to identify these issues.
Woolworths has apologised in a statement. Select train stations in Brisbane South are getting a $160 million makeover for Cross River Rail, but there are concerns construction and cosmetics are being prioritised over the operation of the $5 billion project.
Swapping his suit for high-vis and a hard hat to turn the sod on a train station facelift. Fairfield, one of 6 on the south side, becoming more accessible for Cross River Rail.
These upgrades will have lifts, they'll have raised platforms so you can get straight into the carriage very easily.
3 have been completed at Strathpine, Morayfield and Boondall. But there are concerns more attention has been paid to aesthetics
2, 3,
than how the billion-dollar project will run.
At the moment, we see some glossy media about the new stations, but how is it actually going to work?
The last operation plan was released to the public in 2017.
Cross River Rail need to get out to the public how this network's going to actually operate.
One thing that doesn't make sense, the new Boggo Road interchange meant to connect to Park Road Station has no planned covered walkway or corridor. It's 200 metres from point A to point B, expected to be used by 10,000 people every day. In a statement, a Cross River Rail spokesperson said the design for the connection between the new Boggo Road underground station and the existing Park Road Station is still ongoing. A small detail with big implications in a $5 billion project. Georgie Chumley, 7 News.
The US has recorded nearly 44,000 new cases of coronavirus in a day as its second wave worsens. But President Trump remains optimistic the US
I think
will
that
be
at
fine.
some point that's going to sort of just disappear, I hope.
Mr Trump also responded to criticism that he's not publicly wearing a mask, saying in a tight crowd he would.
I mean, I'd have no problem. Actually, I had a mask on. I sort of liked the way I looked. Okay, I thought it was okay. It was a dark black mask, and I thought it looked okay. It looked like the Lone Ranger.
Critics were quick to remind the president the Lone Ranger has an eye mask.
Meghan Markle claims the royal family left her unprotected and prohibited from protecting herself while she was pregnant and hounded by the British tabloids. The accusation has been revealed in court documents as the actress sues a newspaper for publishing parts of a letter she wrote to her father. A trial is expected later this year. Dad Thomas Markle says if called as a witness against his daughter, he will testify.
It started with a break-in on board a houseboat, how it ended in a blaze which lit up the Gold Coast sky.
More than $25 million for Harvey Weinstein's victims, but some say it's a sellout.
Chicken coops have never been so popular. The new warning tonight for families with hens.
And after sport, own your own backyard water park. The kids will never be bored again.
It's just very lonely out here, and I'm looking for someone to share these flies with.
Never expected to have feelings for someone so quickly.
My heart has pounded faster and harder than it ever has in my life.
I definitely am starting to fall for Harry.
It's harder and harder. Hey, I'm in a bloody pickle, mate.
Will Farmer Harry find the love of his life?
Never know, she might be the one.
New Farmer Wants a Wife, this July on 7.
Not all mattresses are the same. We refine and tune time and time again because it's what's inside that counts, and that's what makes it clearly a Sealy.
She doesn't know this, but I've set up my phone so I can see where she is at all times. But that's only because
Sometimes I forget things and he can get pretty mad, but it's only because
There's no excuse for abuse.
We've all seen a lot of change over the years. But it's good to know you can still count on one thing. Budget Direct being named Money Magazine's Insurer of the Year once again. Isn't it time you gave Budget Direct a closer look? Budget Direct. Insurance solved.
With Belong, you get 10 gigs of mobile data for $25 a month. That's 10 gigs of family time, plus unlimited international calls and texts to selected countries for $5 extra. Together, we're different. Belong.
1, 2, 3, 4. So clap it back. Hey, clap, clap. So clap it back.
Centrum provides multiple health benefits in just one tablet. Centrum, complete from A to Zinc.
Thanks to Light and Easy, Australians of all ages can enjoy their choice of delicious, nutritious meals in the comfort and safety of their home. And now, Light and Easy is also giving every customer 10 chances to win $10,000. If you or someone close to you could benefit from improved health and financial well-being, visit lightandeasy.com.au today.
Uluru is open. Open for the adventurous, the passionate and the curious. A once-in-a-lifetime experience for a once-in-a-lifetime price with up to 50% off. Book now at airsrockresort.com.au.
Quick thinking emergency crews got creative trying to save a burning houseboat off the Gold Coast. But the blaze was too intense to stop, and 2 teenagers accused of starting it were arrested trying to flee.
A floating inferno glowed on the Pimpama River. Flames so fierce, marine rescue crews used a boat propeller to spray water. But the blaze only intensified. The burning houseboat was anchored 200 metres off a Coomera boat ramp. The firefighters arrived first around 5 p.m. yesterday and commandeered a smaller boat to head straight out.
Because it was aground, it was hard to get any boats close enough to actually access it to fight the fire properly.
So everyone was forced to stand back and watch it burn.
Witnesses have reported seeing two males on the boat just prior to it catching alight.
Police claim two 18-year-olds trashed the vessel before setting it on fire.
So the two males have their own small vessel.
The pair fled to dry land but didn't get far. Both were arrested nearby and charged with arson. The owners were too devastated to talk on camera but say the vessel was worth about $70,000 after undergoing recent renovations. The men allegedly responsible for the blaze will front court in 3 weeks, while the owners are left to remove the wreck. On the Gold Coast, Crystal Etherington, 7 News.
The former hostel manager working at the time of the Home Hill murders says he didn't know the alleged killer was still in Queensland. Yesterday, a coroner revealed the accused killer, Smail Ayad, was living here in a mental health facility. The French national allegedly stabbed 2 travellers to death but was ruled to be of unsound mind and never stood trial. Today, Greg Schultz told 7 News he thought Ayad had left the country.
As far as I knew, he was already deported. I'm fine. Chuck him on a plane and get rid of him.
Australian Border Force will now decide if and when Ayad will be sent back to France.
Some of his accusers call it a sellout, a $27 million settlement to compensate victims of jailed sex predator Harvey Weinstein. The deal means women who've been paid to stay silent can now speak out, but Weinstein won't have to accept responsibility or pay the bill himself.
3 months after he was convicted of rape, more accusers of Harvey Weinstein say they now have relief and closure. 9 women who sued the former movie mogul, reaching a settlement to create a victims fund of $27 million.
It has the potential to really make a difference.
If approved, anyone with an allegation since the late 1980s could make a claim against Weinstein, released from any non-disclosure agreements. But Weinstein will not admit any wrongdoing, and he won't be the one paying. Insurance companies would make the payouts. Others call the deal a sellout. Former Weinstein assistant Rowena Chu, who accuses him of attempted rape, frustrated he won't have to accept responsibility.
It removes a lot of individual choice from survivors. So if they wanted to litigate their own claims in court against Harvey, they wouldn't be able to.
But the deal's supporters say it was the best option.
There really is no amount of money that can take away what transpired to all of these survivors.
Weinstein is currently serving a 23-year jail sentence and is still to face further sex crimes charges. In the United States, Paul Kadak, 7 News.
Queensland Health is racing to find the source of a salmonella outbreak linked to backyard chickens. Most of the cases have involved young children, prompting a fresh warning about hygiene.
They're a popular addition to the backyard, but more than a dozen children have contracted salmonella after handling baby chickens at home.
Kids love holding and cuddling softness near their face. That's just what kids do.
Queensland Health is investigating 17 cases, including 13 children under the age of 11. 5 children became so sick they ended up in hospital in an outbreak that stunned the industry.
We were quite shocked to hear the news. It's something that we haven't seen in our industry before.
There have been 8 cases in the southeast, 6 in central Queensland and 3 in the state's north.
Hoping that the cases that have occurred in Queensland are just going to be a small number.
There's been such a huge demand for chickens during the pandemic, so health authorities are reminding families to be vigilant about hygiene practices.
It's very important that parents supervise their children and make sure the children aren't kissing or cuddling or snuggling the birds.
Hand hygiene is also recommended, especially if chicken manure is being used to help grow vegetable patches in the backyard.
Make sure that there's some sanitiser near the coop or near the back door so that whoever's handling them, the first thing they're going to do when they finish is sanitise their hands.
Queensland Health says the chicks were bought from a range of stores and they're still investigating the supplier. Marlena Wapp, 7 News.
I reckon Marlena had a good day.
She had a lovely
Looked
time,
like it,
didn't
didn't
she,
it?
with those chickens?
Life is about to roar back into our pubs. Why a beer war is raging at the bar, with popular brews being switched off.
The moment a toddler took advantage of his mum being on live TV to ask for snacks.
Have you got your ticket? The rush for tonight's $50 million Powerball.
And we check in on the crocodile found in a Chermside creek. Where did it come from?
They're the Aussie television moments that took our breath away.
We're getting married!
Stay with me. The greatest shows are all here. Streaming for free on 7+.
Want to sell something for instant cash? Looking to buy from a huge range of quality second-hand goods for less? Cash Converters. Find us online or visit us in store.
At the heart of RACQ is Queenslanders helping Queenslanders. With the support of our members, together we are making a difference. We've raised vital funds for UQ's COVID-19 research. The RACQ helicopter and jet rescue network is assisting with patient transfers. And now RACQ Foundation is extending funding to community groups impacted by COVID-19. Together, we're helping Queensland's recovery. That's what it means to be a member of RACQ.
The Snooze End of Financial Year sale is now on. Support your local business and save up to 50% off Australian-made mattresses. Plus, enjoy great savings on customisable Australian-made bedroom furniture. Hurry, sale ends Sunday.
What a little snooze can do.
Because sometimes it's more than just growing pains. Bupa offers an online program to help you manage your mental well-being. Bupa, because life happens. Call today.
Cairns and Great Barrier Reef is good to go. Get return flights, 3 nights, breakfast, transfers and more, all from just $590. Book now at myqueensland.com.au.
At the heart of RACQ is Queenslanders helping Queenslanders. With the support of our members, together we are making a difference. We've raised vital funds for UQ's COVID-19 research. The RACQ helicopter and jet rescue network is assisting with patient transfers. And now RACQ Foundation is extending funding to community groups impacted by COVID-19. Together, we're helping Queensland's recovery. That's what it means to be a member of RACQ.
Et voila, a perfume for the toilet.
Delightful. But there's a breath way.
Breath Deluxe, inspired by fine fragrances. It helps keep your toilet shiny and clean with a luxurious scent. New Breath Deluxe, our first perfume for your toilet.
To finance, and the Australian share market has posted a 3-week high, led by financial and technology stocks. The ASX 200 closing above 6,000 points, up 98 points. Afterpay led the gains in the tech sector, hitting a record of $68.16, closing almost $6 higher. The Australian dollar is buying 69 US cents and $1.06 New Zealand. And petrol is in the expensive phase of the price cycle. Drivers should top up, not fill up. The average price of unleaded is $1.33 in Brisbane. Moreton Bay residents reliant on tank water can now top up their supplies from a community tank in Warner. Located on Samsonvale Road, water can be pumped using a pay-as-you-go service. It costs $4.35 for 1,000 litres. Tensions are brewing between Queensland publicans and a major alcohol manufacturer. Pub owners are taking beers made by Carlton and United Breweries off tap in protest of the company selling its products online direct to the customer.
A battle turning bitter, VB coming off tap at the Eatons Hill Hotel. One of many popular beers made by Carlton and United Breweries, or CUB. It's now selling its brews online, direct to drinkers, cutting out the middleman.
We can't compete. They're selling them cheaper.
online than we can buy them, sometimes up to $7 to $8 cheaper.
So, Rob Comiskey is running nearly all CUB kegs dry, replacing them with local beers. He runs the Eatons Hill, Sandstone Point, Beachmere and Sanford hotels. That's hundreds of taps of beer replaced. The owner of the Gem Hotel and bottle shop at Alberton also shunning CUB, placing their beers in hard-to-see and reach spots.
As retailers, we have a choice as well, and we don't support what they're doing. It's cutting us out.
The owner of the Rockley Hotel and its bottle shop has also joined the boycott bandwagon, banning all CUB sales reps from entering. Today, CUB replied, "We highly value our partnerships and losing a pub customer would be very disappointing. But like most businesses in a rapidly evolving market, CUB constantly reviews its business strategies." A bar fight coming to a head. Tristan Vorius, 7 News.
One of Powerball's biggest prizes of the year is on offer tonight as it jackpots to $50 million. The prize pool has been steadily building after 4 weeks without a Division 1 winner. 1 in 6 Australians is expected to buy a ticket.
At my age, I wouldn't have anywhere to go and spend it, but my son would be able to spend it.
I'll bet. Tickets must be bought by 7:30 tonight. Working from home can have its challenges. It all came unstuck for this journalist in the UK who was reporting live on air when her son got hungry and interrupted.
Hold on 1 second. Sorry. Minister David Cameron was talking about... Oh, I'm really sorry, that's my son arriving.
Really?
Sorry, I'm really embarrassed. Sorry.
Sorry.
Hold on 1 second.
Sorry.
Sorry.
2 biscuits.
Yeah.
Yes, 2 biscuits, please. The toddler knew exactly when to strike. Coming up, the cheeky croc that's broken all the rules turning up on Brisbane's north side. Plus the backyard that has enough entertainment to fill the school holidays, and it's for sale.
Looks like fun, but it's time now for sport. Here is Pat.
Sharyn, thank you. Hello everyone. Ahead, the Reds are close to footy at last. The Lions await their next move, but Victorian clubs are packing their bags for a long stint away. And Anthony Seibold stares down the critics saying he'll know when it's time to go.
Is this the beginning?
Where's this come from?
Of something massive, but only one team can prove they're the real deal. Carlton and St Kilda on Thursday Night Footy. Then, the most storied rivalry returns for another chapter. Essendon and Collingwood. What else does the most unpredictable season have in store? Tonight, go to the footy on 7 Mate.
Many throat lozenges only relieve a sore throat. Vicks Vapor Drops Plus Immune Support does more. The medicated lozenge relieves sore throat, blocked nose and cough, while zinc and vitamin C support immune system health. Try Vicks Vapor Drops Plus Immune Support.
Australia's favourite toy sale is back. They'll be lining up for chores with big brands like Lego, Barbie and Bluey. Toy Mania ends July 15. Big W. Every day is a big day.
To do, all this here's got to be painted again. Gee. I lowered all my door frames by 2 feet, just as an epic reminder that Aldi are having their special buys.
You can't miss that.
Hey, precisely.
Turn your doorway into an epic reminder for this Saturday and get adult hiking shoes for $29.99, adult down jackets for $49.99 and merino thermal underwear for $29.99. Only at Aldi. Good. Different.
With Belong, you get 10 gigs of mobile data for $25 a month. That's 10 gigs of family time, plus unlimited international calls and texts to selected countries for $5 extra. Together, we're different. Belong.
Today, Brad's approved a shiny new car and more than a few new bumpers.
Harry is all approved.
Oh, that's great news.
Anita's approved Harry's vet bills. And Rani's approved, well, everything for this soggy situation. With RACQ, you can trust us to be there when it matters most. You know you're covered with RACQ insurance. Buy online and save.
Thanks for calling ING. This is Adam speaking. How can I help you? No, I'm currently working from home.
Oh, you can call any time, so...
Sorry. And she's currently nibbling at my toe right now.
Yeah, working from home was a bit tricky at first, but...
There's definitely been some stray farts, hasn't there, mate?
And now your loan's on a fixed rate. Can I help you with anything else?
No, you made my day.
Well, whatever 2020 throws at you, we're here for a chat anytime.
Too easy.
Did someone say KFC?
This sports report brought to you by KFC. Get your KFC contact-free today.
In a powerful media call today, Brisbane coach Anthony Seibold said he believes he can save the Broncos season and effectively his job. Brisbane have lost their past 5. If they fall to the Warriors Saturday in Gosford, the pressure will be suffocating.
On their worst losing streak since 2012, the knives are out for the Broncos coach. He's acutely aware.
If at some stage that the Broncos didn't think that I was the right person, then that's their decision. But at the end of the day, I'll know if I'm not the right person for the job, so I won't need anyone else to tap me on the shoulder.
Former coach Wayne Bennett and past greats have ripped in, but...
There's been plenty of old boys who've reached out to myself and the club this week showing their support.
The chairman too has declared his support, but repeated questions about his job security ended with this.
How much longer will that support you? Someone else want to ask a question, because I'm not going down that route, mate.
Still, it wasn't done. The club's culture also questioned.
We're sticking together really solidly. That's front office and back office and the football department. And we're working really hard to get better.
And Seibold's solution to the crisis.
We've had the lowest possession rate of the competition, so I think once we see a bit of football, you can see what we can do.
The Cowboys have fingers crossed Val Holmes gets the all clear from an ankle strain to face the Eels in Sydney tomorrow night.
We'll see how he pulls up tomorrow, but he got through most of the session today. So
Parramatta all too aware what Holmes brings.
Experience and confidence, a bit of belief for him.
The latter leaders also know the havoc that meter-eater Jason Taumalolo can bring.
We've got to be prepared to roll our sleeves up and get our bodies in there. You can't stop him. It's just a matter of making sure that we can limit any damage that he can do.
Sean Lawson, 7 News.
The Roosters arrive mid-afternoon for tonight's blockbuster with new Sunshine Coast residents, the Storm. The back-to-back premiers are hot favourites. And after a spray from Ricky Stewart, his Raiders players are adamant their season won't be derailed by the messy exit of star Englishman John Bateman.
Making some noise from rehab, isn't he? Batty's been up front with us, the boys, and we know exactly where Batty's at.
Bateman's return from shoulder surgery is at least a month away. Victoria's 10 AFL clubs are set to quit the state after this weekend's round of matches. It's believed a Gold Coast hub will again be used, while the Lions are likely to play their round 6 and 7 matches in Sydney. Melbourne's clubs trained, fully aware their time at home is short. Round 5 will be completed this weekend, then it's a mass exodus from the COVID hotspot.
We're actually looking forward to the ability to get on the road together and spend some time away together.
People will talk about the integrity when the ball bounces, whether we play 4 games in Adelaide because we have to, it doesn't matter.
A boost for the Lions. Big ruckman Steph Martin is back from injury, while former Crow Cam Ellis-Yolman continues to make his mark after fitness issues cost him back in March.
And he squeezes that in.
Not getting picked for round 1 was a bit of a kick in the bum, and that kind of spurred me on to get back to the fitness that I want to be at.
He did that with a punishing regime of boxing, cycling and road work. But sometimes the gym isn't a safe place to be. Just ask perennial joker Mitch Robinson. The Reds have got a smile too. They're on the eve of playing footy again, and they've been reminded ad nauseum that it's 7 years since they've beaten the Waratahs.
We don't really need sort of too much pumping up. We know what this means to us. There's a lot of history. We know what's sort of going on, and I've been involved in some of those possibly big losses, and it does hurt.
O'Connor's COVID fitness routine was also heavy. Body and mind now prime for the challenge of playing fly half.
In sort of 5 years, and I'd never mastered it, but now I feel very comfortable there, and I'm enjoying it.
The Reds and Tars play at Suncorp tomorrow night. And the Raw have confirmation of their season with 1 game on the Gold Coast and then 3 in Sydney before a potential finals charge. The excitement's high despite COVID-19 ensuring coach Robbie Fowler and assistant Tony Grant have remained in England.
They go with our best wishes and best regards, and they've done an amazing job. Hopefully we can carry on their good work and finish the season strong.
will restart on Sunday, July 19 against Adelaide at Seabus Stadium, a venue where they've already had a win this season. The COVID-19 spike is taking a massive toll on Victorian sport. The next Supercars round in just over a fortnight has been switched from Winton to Sydney's Motorsport Park. There'll be 3 races, including one under lights, with up to 10,000 fans allowed on the track.
You can expect us to map out the grandstand in a similar way that the ball sports are. And then we've got plenty of lovely open space here to get fans in.
Supercars are still negotiating with the Queensland government to have fans at the Townsville round in late August. Fingers crossed for that. That's our sport.
Indeed. All right, thank you, Pat. Now, for one Townsville family, after-school playtime is always at their house. That's because their backyard doubles as an amusement park, and it could soon be yours, with the owners putting the property up for sale.
From an inflatable water park to cable skiing, Townsville dad Brent Stevenson takes playing in the backyard to a whole new level, turning his home into a theme park.
I want everyone to come here and have a good time. We have a range of activities that sort of cover just about every genre.
Sitting on 10 acres, the Barra Fun Park includes banana boat rides, stand-up paddleboarding, a slip and slide.
We have North Queensland's biggest jumping pillow as well.
And while the kids are busy playing, you can even go fishing.
In that particular big dam, the barramundi are a minimum of 70 centimetres, which, you know, is a good sized fish. They're 4 or 5 kilos.
He says it's allowed his 5 children to grow up in an exciting household.
The little boys, yeah, they love it because, you know, they get to come out here all the time, and after school, Daddy, can you turn the slip and slide on? Daddy, can we go fishing?
But after 20 years running the business, Brent says it's time to move on and let someone else have all the fun.
I believe the park needs someone bigger and better than me now. It's getting to that stage where it needs to expand even further, and that's probably getting a bit out of my abilities.
But if he doesn't sell, he'll be staying and adding to arguably Queensland's ultimate backyard. Elliot Chipper, 7 News.
Really hope my kids weren't watching that.
It's every kid's dream, isn't it, to have one of those? It'd be good fun.
We know there was one out there, but are there more? The mystery of the croc found today at Chermside.
And warming up tomorrow, but don't get too used to it. The cooler change is closing in. I'll have the forecast coming up next.
Making power-hungry old appliances more energy efficient. The 6 energy-saving steps, saving you hundreds on Sunrise.
The total picture, the full story, the answers you need. Every night, turn to 7 News at 6 o'clock.
It's time to restart our economy. So as we set more tables, turn on more lights and open more doors to get our economy back on track, we need to make sure that when we all open, we all stay open. And that means putting in place a plan that'll keep you, your staff and your customers COVID safe. So don't just get open, stay open with a COVIDSafe Plan. For information and tools, visit australia.gov.au. Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
Save 20% on your second policy when you buy new eligible Suncorp home and car insurance together before July 10. Helping you save when you need it most. That's the Suncorp spirit.
It's a clean-up in aisle goal. Bluey McDonald with 32 items in the Forgotta grocery bag lifting.
He's brought home the chockies with the milk, the bread, the bog roll and saved himself 45 cents.
That Make It Look Easy moment was brought to you by Sportsbet's NRL Same Game Multi. Combine your favourite markets, like the Broncos to win, into both homes and stags to score, and you'll get bigger odds. NRL Same Game Multi from Sportsbet.
We each have our own unique microbiome, made up of more bacteria than there are stars in the Milky Way. The more diverse our bacteria, the healthier our microbiome may become. Life-Space probiotics contain up to 15 different strains of beneficial bacteria to support a healthy microbiome and general well-being. Get Life-Space probiotics for a great price every day at Chemist Warehouse.
A few days ago, James had neck pain.
Then he discovered Voltaren Emel Gel. It relieves pain 2 times faster and reduces inflammation. Voltaren, the joy of movement.
Cookie people, cream people, crumbs people, clean people, twist people, lick people, dunk people, munch people. It's time to play, people. If you twist, lick, dunk, then you're my people. We are Oreo people.
The Bedshed STOCKTAKE sale is in its final week. Mattresses, bedroom suites, kids' furniture and more. All up to 50% off at Bedshed. Hurry, ends Sunday. No one's better in the bedroom.
Toy Mania's back at Big W with more ways to safely shop. You can lay by now for Christmas online and in-store, and we'll hold on to your toys for you. Toy Mania ends July 15. Big W. Every day's a big day.
At Spotlight, save more at our massive home sale with 40% off all ready-to-hang and made-to-measure roller blinds, and save a massive 50% off moon blockout curtains, so you can open it, roll it and warm it for less. Sale on now. At Spotlight, it's what you make it.
It's their dream.
Move to Italy.
Yeah.
Oh, we're moving to Italy.
That is amazing!
And we want you to come with us.
And if this is all we have tonight, would you choose your family or the love of your life?
They want me to move to Italy with them.
I'm not moving to Italy. Are you going?
Home and Away, weeknights at 7 on 7.
Making news tonight, a 29-year-old man is behind bars accused of attacking a woman with an axe and strangling her in a Brisbane car park. Queensland's corruption watchdog has cleared former Deputy Premier Jackie Trad of corruption, but warns she did influence the selection of a school principal. And Queensland will enter into stage 3, easing of restrictions at noon tomorrow. People arriving from Victoria and overseas will have to pay for their own hotel quarantine.
There are common sights throughout North Queensland and the Cape, not in the southeast. But a cheeky crocodile has broken all the rules, turning up today in the suburbs.
A find so unusual, it's almost unbelievable.
We, of course, thought they were mistaken because, of course, people often see goannas, other things like that.
But they weren't mistaken. Chermside residents spotting this juvenile salty at 7th Brigade Park this afternoon.
They popped him in an esky, which was the best that they could do. So, look, we're very grateful.
A photo confirming the news to rangers who raced to pick up the crocodile.
Where's the mother? We're not coming to this park anymore. Let's go home.
The croc was dehydrated and very cold. If he hadn't been found, it's unlikely he would have survived. He'll spend a few days recovering in a special holding tank with infrared heat lamp and UV lights.
We'll keep him hydrated, warmed up over the weekend. We'll get him vet assessed on Monday to make certain he's doing okay. And then we'll just start the process of trying to get the little fella placed.
Rangers believe the reptile may have been caught in North Queensland or the Northern Territory, then smuggled in as a pet. A risky move. The croc's just 40 centimetres now, but...
We give him another year or two, and he'll be about a metre and a half long and very difficult to handle.
Best he ends up where he belongs. Brittany Lane, 7 News.
I'll say, and Tony's at the Weather Centre where he belongs. What can we expect for the weekend?
Well, Max, we're set to warm up tomorrow, but a breezy cool change is due just in time for the weekend. Now, today, some high cloud around and a bit more smoke haze as well. Northerly winds have also brought that slight bump in temperatures. A few spots pushed up to 24 degrees inland and a few more non-weather related signals around on the radar this evening. We'll wait for them to appear. Do not expect any rain with this evening. Onto the chart, our warmer northerly winds are wrapping around this high pressure system out to sea. Showers have continued on the north tropical coast, a couple of spots pushing over 70 millimetres in the 24 hours up to 9 a.m. And this cold front here has brought some showers, windy conditions and, of course, a cold snap across southeastern states. Now, tomorrow that front sweeps up across New South Wales with that cold air bringing a dumping of snow across the Alps. But for us, temperatures rising. That's thanks to this pocket of warmer air trapped ahead of that system. Now, around the capitals, Melbourne and Hobart can expect more showers, even some small hail, a top of just 10 degrees for the Tasmanian capital. Sydney cools down too, a sunny top of 19 degrees there. To the Queensland tropics now, and those showers ease back on the north tropics. tropical coast. Patchy cloud and sunny breaks for Cairns, Townsville and Mackay, a top of 23 degrees there. Heading south, more light early frost inland. Then that front could even trigger an afternoon shower or storm in the far south. That's including around Stanthorpe. 4 up to 19 degrees there. Make that a dry 21 in Toowoomba and a bit warmer with a top of 25 degrees in Gympie. Across the southeast, a bit more early fog inland, then a mostly sunny and warm Friday ahead. Tops up to 5 degrees above average. That's including around Ipswich. 7 overnight, a top of 26 degrees. And across the suburbs, a warmer night as well as a warmer day ahead. 11 to 25 at Chermside and 9 to 24 degrees at Mount Gravatt. Now, if you're taking the boat out, north-northwesterlies early, then they'll swing north-northeast into the afternoon. They could reach 20 knots at times late into the evening, but lighter than that for most of the day. So in Brisbane, a sunny Friday ahead, 12 tonight, a top of 25 degrees. Very nice conditions if you can just get out into the sunshine for a little bit. Then that cool change moves through on Saturday. Still sunny, but dropping back to 21 degrees, and gusty winds will make it feel even colder. In Ipswich, you're looking at peak gusts around 50 k's an hour on Saturday, so it's probably just breezy enough to justify this windy icon here. Winds easy on Sunday, then a frosty minimum of 2 degrees. On the Gold Coast, just 20 degrees on Sunday, but the lighter winds will make it feel a little bit warmer than Saturday. And Sunshine Coasters, similar conditions through the weekend. Then we'll start to see a few showers picking up from Tuesday through the middle parts of next week. But for now, a little something for people who are both like the warmth and the cold over the next couple of days.
Something for everyone. All right, thank you, Tony. And that is all from us this Thursday. Thanks for your company.
Join Michael Usher for the latest from 7 News, starting tonight at 10:30. And Sunrise is back in the morning from 5:30. For now, from all the team, have a good night.
Good night.